Hi everyone, I'm Shruti Bekal, your Mrs. India USA 2020, and yet we are back again with another exciting episode of Crown Memories with a Dream. Here we are back again with another queen, learning more about her, her journey, her experience, how she's taking her crown forward, inspiring other people, and hopefully will inspire more people around us to take that step forward. So, without any further ado, let's welcome our guest, exciting guest for today, and it's Aishwarya Gulani. She is our Miss India USA 2019-2020. So welcome, Aishwarya. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so exciting to see you here because I know we were on the same pageant and we won the crown together. So it's wonderful to have you here as a guest.
Hi, Shruti. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me. It's so great to see you, even virtually. I know it's been a while, but this is so great. I'm excited to talk to everyone about things that we've been up to in the past few years with the crown and moving forward now that everything's kind of, opening up and actually in person.
Absolutely. I think ours was the pageant where we won the title and then the COVID hit and there was too much going on around the world, right? So I think we had a similar experience in terms of that. So let's talk about your pageant. I mean, even though it's been a couple of years, the memories are still fresh in our heart, and we would want to, continue that journey. So yes, let's find out about how you got into pageantry. Like you are a medical student, like you are a doctor. I mean, kudos to you with that kind of and you graduated from Wharton and you have these amazing accolades. You've done research and so many things in your medical industry and scrubs and sashes. How did that come together? Tell us a little more about how did you decide to get into pageantry? What drove you to do this?
Yeah, I think that's honestly something I get all the time, and it's honestly just like so interesting to see like the overlapping similarities that there are between the two fields. And I know that's something like you don't really think about, but I got involved my first year actually of medical school. That's when our pageant was. And that was my first time ever being involved in pageants. And I think pageants are kind of an extension of all the talent shows and stuff that we've done when we were younger. But that's something I've been involved in since I was a little girl, like dancing, the value shows, all that fun stuff. And that translates very easily into pageants for our age, I guess. And so that was the first time I got involved, and it worked out well, and I won, and it was such an incredible experience. And I think it was a very unique experience too, because I was able to kind of see the crown and the platform that we got through a different lens and like ways of using it per se. Even though I know, like you said, a lot of us, we went virtual basically as soon as we got crowned. Just knowing that I could use this platform and everything to also pursue my medical passions was so unique, and like that overlap and being able to use one platform for this and like also use my medical background to be unique in the pageant spectrum and kind of speak to women about that and try and empower them that they can do things that seem kind of out of scope of what's the normal. So I think that's just been a great experience, and kind of sharing that story and like showing people that it's not really like a stereotypical pageant girl or stereotypical medical student. Like you can do both. You can pursue different things that you're interested in without having to give up on the other one.
Absolutely. We do have a video of yours, the crowning moment, the winning. So let's watch. I mean, I think you'll have to watch and look back at your memory lane, right? It excites you even more. So let's watch that video.
Aishwarya.
Aisha.
USA.
Wow, it just brings back all these memories back again. And I know we have our worldwide coming up too with the preparation and everything. It just all comes back together. I know we had a break for a few years with COVID, and even though, like you said, we continued our journey virtually, if you will, and thanks to IC and Dharmatma Saranji, Neelam Saranji, to make sure that we still did it virtually. In a way, it was good because we could connect across the board, like different countries, wherever we were, we're still able to connect and make that difference. So kudos to that. And tell us, once you won, what were you thinking? Like, you are a doctor. I know you have absolutely no time. Even now, you're doing your night shifts, and you being so busy. How did you make time for pageantry? Like, what kind of preparation went into just getting up there on the stage and doing it? What did you do?
Yeah, I know, Shruti, you were calling me this week to like go over things, and I was like on night shift. I was literally like a zombie, like sleeping it during the day, whatever. But it was not easy because medical school itself is like enough to keep anyone busy. But I think I enjoyed it a lot, and I kind of, like I was saying, I really tried to intersect it as much as I could. In the sense, like a lot of the community service that I worked on for Miss India USA was a lot of medically oriented things. Like during COVID, we gave back to the COVID nurses. So that was something like, I'm passionate about through both realms. And then a lot of the other stuff was just things that I love doing anyways, like the dancing. And like, I know you, me, and Sidhya did like a cute little dance virtually from across the entire country, which was so awesome. And like things like that, like we made new opportunities for ourselves that like wouldn't be possible normally had there not been a pandemic and had we not been in lockdown. So I think we tried to make the best of the situation and just like trying to figure out how to balance. It's a little hard sometimes because I definitely have to say no to a few of the amazing opportunities that Miss India USA does bring, but at the same time, I get to do so many more unique things with the platform as well, which makes it still so worth it. So yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's inspiring to say the least. I mean, there are so many women out there, with various backgrounds, being a doctor, being a lawyer, being a, stay-at-home mom. It could be any role that they're playing, to be able to take that step forward and doing something, out of the box, doing something different, knowing your passion and knowing that you can do something beyond your, day-to-day career. It's important to take that time for yourself, and if you're happy, family is happy in a way, right? So I'm so glad you did that. I mean, being a doctor and being, a queen, sash and scrubs, like that goes so hand in hand. And not many people know that, right? When you're a doctor, people are just focused on their career, and they're so focused they don't want to do anything else. And kudos to you for taking that step and showing people that just because your career, you have a certain career and you have a focus, doesn't mean that you cannot do anything else. You still made time for your passion, your dreams, and it paid out. You won. So kudos to you for that achievement. It's not easy to come up on the stage and be yourself, and you did that. So it's amazing, and I hope you inspire many women out there to do the same as well. So I know you love dancing, and you've done your Arangetram as well. So we do have a video from a long time ago when you were little. So let's watch that video and talk a little more about dance and how it helped you through pageantry. That's so adorable, Aishwarya. I mean, you as a little girl started off dancing, right? So how did you get into dance, and how did that help you through pageants? To get into pageants, and what do you think the benefit of learning like Indian classical dance helped you? The pageants.
Yeah, I mean, like the straight answer is, of course, it helped me with like, the talent round and everything like that. But I think on a deeper level, being a classically trained dancer, whether it's Bharatanatyam, Kathak, whatever people are interested in learning. I think for me, that was my first initial kind of thing that piqued my interest in our like rich Indian culture. And I'm sure you also remember one of the questions we were asked on stage during our pageant was, like, as Miss India USA, you're an ambassador for Indian culture. Like, what does that mean? And I just remember finally understanding what that meant, because learning Indian dance is the first thing that got me into other cultural stuff. So when I was in college, I got more involved in those cultural organizations, and I joined some dance teams there, and just was able to actually be actively involved in our culture and stuff, not just going to things because our parents would take us, when we were in high school and stuff. And that kind of independent involvement in it was huge. And that all stems back from being involved in dance when I was much, much younger. And then I think that was also the trickle down effect to joining pageants, because now that's another kind of path to be involved in our culture and be an ambassador. Like we were asked, like we are ambassadors for Indian culture here. And I think that's like the ultimate thing that you can get out of something like dancing when we were 5, 6 years old. And I think it's kind of all just built up to this point. And now I'm more than ever, I'm involved in all of our rich Indian cultural things and like being more and being able to participate and stuff, regardless of how much time we have or not. It's really great. And now I've made it like such a big priority through this platform. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just bring up such a good point, because you grew up here, you were born here, you grew up here in the United States. It's very difficult for parents to imbibe culture in their kids. And, kudos to your parents for doing that, because at a very young age, when you start like a classical dance, you learn so much about your culture, tradition. It makes you so graceful, it just imbibes in you, just learning any other form of art. I'm sure there are other forms of art that it has its own benefits, but learning the traditional classical Indian dance, be it Kathak, be it Bharatanatyam, or any other type of, classical dance, I think it imbibes that culture right from the beginning. And it showcases your talent, and you did that during your talent round as well in Miss India USA. You did a classical Bharatanatyam, which was amazing to see, because I think I ended up doing Bharatanatyam too, so I could relate to the emotions that come across, your performance. It all comes through your cultural dance performance. Wow, that was a beautiful performance, and it's important to showcase our culture. I think during pageants, when we do talent, it's very important to showcase our culture. It's not just about Bollywood, or it's just not about any other type of dances, but doing something more cultural, traditional. I think that showcases so much more about our tradition and how rich our culture is, right? It could be any form of cultural dance, folk dances. I think I personally enjoy those more, because I feel like our culture is coming across, right?
And the singing too, all the like people who sang during the talent round. I remember getting goosebumps because they like all the classical singers, and same thing. I'm just like, wow, like having that culture still embedded in you when you're living here for so long. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about the pageant. It brings together that kind of talent, that raw talent of like, that's like deeply embedded in our culture.
Yeah, and you being so busy, you did your Arangetram too. Like, it's not easy. I mean, you were supposed to practice on, hours together, years together, and doing that performance, right? That's amazing that you did actually make time for it, knowing though you had a goal of being a doctor, you still did your dance, you won a pageant. I mean, girl, congrats, it's not easy to do that. And with this pageantry as well, you've done a lot of service work. I know, we had this phase of COVID, but you got into a lot of service project, nurse, you were there, giving food products and things like that. So tell us a little more about it. How did this pageant journey help you make a difference in the community? How did this help you?
Yeah, I really think the pageant and the platform kind of gave me this confidence that I might not have had otherwise, in the sense that like doing community service, it's nothing out of this world, like it's everyone does it, whatever, but like the things I was able to accomplish were at another level, because I was just like, all right, like I have this incredible platform, I need to use it to the most, even if we're in lockdown. So things I would normally do as like a medical student would be like, going to free clinics and helping patients out that way. And like, that's still such a valuable thing, and something that I still engage with whenever I'm available, but through the Miss India stuff, I was able to take it to another level, like with the nurse project and giving back and raising funds for like the Ronald McDonald House, and even just virtually working with other nonprofits to raise awareness for what they stand for, like education for girls, and just being able to also engage with other college students about my platform of like, encouraging women to kind of pursue whatever their passions are, whether it be with the norm or without, or not with the norm. And I think that's the beauty of this crown and this platform, because I think it really shows you other avenues and outlets to help the community, not just what we normally see day to day and what's in front of us. And I think it's that confidence that really pushed me. And I think almost being virtual and in lockdown made me almost want to work harder to not lose the value of the crown, because at the end of the day, I mean, we had it for a little over a year and a half, but it was like supposed to be only a year. And I was like, I don't want to waste this year, even if we are stuck in our apartments, like trying to make the most of it. And especially during a time that everyone was more in need than ever before. So I think just that confidence in me with the crown was such a huge motivator as I went through the year, for sure.
Yeah, that definitely showcases you going beyond medicine, right? Especially, I think during that COVID time was a very interesting year. Like we were getting accustomed to the whole, online way of working, online way of meeting people. Even during that time, you went ahead and took that step to help people and make a difference. That should in itself inspire a lot of people to do that, because just because you're suffering, your family suffering, doesn't mean that you cannot help others. And you being online, you still went ahead and did so many service projects, and I think that's the key. I mean, we're all here winning, and it's not just about beauty, right? It's about how much of service you're doing to the community, and you did quite a lot, and thanks for doing that. And I'm sure a lot of women are inspired by your story, you being a doctor and top schools. Tell us about your education. Like, you studied in some of the top schools, and how did pageant, did it help you, in your medical? I mean, it's kind of a may or may not, because it's a completely different thing, but at the same time, do you feel like it helped you in your medical career in any way?
Yeah, I think it definitely did. Not in like the sense of it helped me get better grades or anything, because obviously that all has to still just happen. But I think, again, it just gives you this a sense of confidence that you're able to do something, and that you're unique. Like all of a sudden, I came back from school, I remember, from that pageant, and I had a conference the next week that I was in charge of. And all of a sudden, I wasn't just a medical student, I was a medical student who was Miss India USA. And I was like this unique student all of a sudden. And like, I just wanted to make sure that like that was something, or it was reassuring that that is something a student can be, not just another medical student. And it really pushed me to do more with my medical career as well. So over COVID, I was able to start a podcast to help medical students learn about skills that they don't really teach you in the classroom. And that's something that's kind of gone national. We've had incredible guests and stuff from really big schools and programs come talk. And I think that really did stem from being Miss India USA, because I was like, these are things that I'm capable of. I'm not just capable of just studying all day long, and things along those lines. And I think, like you said, going back, I did go to Penn for undergrad, and I studied business at Wharton. And I think that has always instilled in me like this drive to work harder and do something different, because the people you see at that kind of a school is like people who have startups, people who do crazy things that are not at all just you're a doctor or you're an engineer or you're a lawyer. Like they have such incredible ambitions, and it's always inspiring to be around those kind of people, because it makes you want to do something like that. And I think a lot of what I've done, like even probably go into pageants, like probably does stem a little bit from that as well, in the sense that like that you can do exciting things and be successful in them. So yeah, I think all of this definitely have added up to helping with the crown, is for sure.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Now you have your upcoming worldwide pageant coming up. So really excited to see you there. I'm sure you'll do great. So tell us more about your preparation and also, tell our audience, like, there are a lot of women out there who just don't know how to move forward, whether to do
Mhm.
it or not. So what would tell us how you took this forward and what they should be doing? What do you have to tell them? Like, some tips and tricks that you would want to share with all these women out there who are wanting to take this next step?
Yeah, so I think getting involved in pageants is very kind of like you said, it's not about beauty. I think beauty is one of many, many factors. And I think it's a lot about internal beauty. Like, what are you going to do for other people? What are you going to do with this crown when you win? Are you just going to wear it and walk around? Or are you going to do something with this platform that's been given to you? And I think that's what makes someone a good pageant queen and someone a winner, in my eyes, at least. And so, if anyone is wanting to prepare, I think the biggest thing to work on is honestly your confidence and your platform. And that is what takes people miles and miles ahead. Because I remember being so blown away by everyone's talent, of course, and their walk and their beautiful outfits. But at the end of the day, when people were talking about the incredible things they've done with their state crowns and then what they wanted, why they wanted to win Miss India USA, with like what they wanted to do with the crown, I think that's what blew me away the most. And so I think that's the biggest factor in my mind. And to work towards that, if you're ever interested, because that's what makes a queen. It's that internal beauty and kindness for other people. And as far as worldwide goes, I'm so excited. It's finally happening. And, it's in person. So I'm so excited to see everyone and see other like queens from different countries. I think that's honestly one of the best parts of these pageants is just meeting other people with similar minds, but such different goals and passions and such drive that they have. So I'm very excited to be back in that kind of a setting for worldwide this coming year. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to, seeing you in person and enjoying this experience as well. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. You're an epitome of beauty with brains. I mean, with all your accolades, with great schools and medical degree, and you winning the pageant, you are an inspiration to all these women out there. I hope they see you and you inspire them to do more and take that step forward and do whatever that they're willing to do, they want to do in life. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a wonderful conversation that we had today, and hope to inspire more people with that. Thank you for
Thank you so
joining
much
us.
for having me. Yes. And I'll see you soon at Worldwide.
Thank you. And last but not the least, I want to thank our Dharmatma Saranji and Neelam Saranji and IFC Platform for creating this wonderful platform for women to shine. This is one of the oldest, most long-running, almost 40 years upcoming with our pageants here. And, it's a living proof of all these women who won through these pageants, and they've created a successful career for themselves in various fields, and art, entertainment, whatever that they want to do. They've succeeded, and we've seen those examples as well. Thank you to IFC team for that. And of course, Mana TV International. This is one of the first, type of crown episode that we're doing with these queens, learning about their journey, experience, and inspiring other women. Thanks to Mana TV International, Ms. Ragini and Mr. Sharath as well, for creating this platform and helping all these women shine on this, virtual platform and inspire other people. So yes, and thanks to all our audience for watching us patiently today and listening, and hopefully we inspired you a little bit more. And do subscribe us on our YouTube channel, Mana TV, and our Facebook page, Mana TV as well. And YUPP as well. So let's wrap up today's show, and hopefully we'll catch you soon in the next episode of Crown with more queens and learn more about their journey. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you all.